Hi guys, my name's Paige and I'm going to show you how to do a Dutch braid in the mohawk section into a top knot. So what you're going to want to get started with is a rat tail comb. You're going to want to get a really clean section about the shape of a rectangle. You're going to want to make this section, you can make it as big as you want, but what I usually go off of is 4 fingers width. So you're going to want to have it be about right there. That way it's about centered in between your eyebrows and it's not too wide. So make sure you have really clean partings. Now in the back, you're going to want to kind of square this off. Now, you're going to take either alligator clips to section, or you could take just a plain old ponytail to section. You're going to pull all this hair out of the way. And then you're going to want to comb this out. Now what I like to use on my braids, you can use it before or after, but I like to use Redken's Braid Aid. It smells really good and it's really good for flyaways and just kind of keeping your braid nice and tamed because you're going to be messing with it a lot. So remember, a Dutch braid is different than a French braid. A Dutch braid is where the 2 outside strands are going to go under the middle rather than over. It's not difficult. Your arms will get a little tired, but that's okay. So using your rat tail comb, you're going to section this front section out. What you can do is you can section it into 3 sections. So take 2 fingers, split it right there, you have 3 even sections. Now what I like to do is, just because my hands are already here, I'm just going to put this strand under the middle and this strand under that. Boom. First step out of the way. Now when you're taking sections, kind of make sure your hair is pulled back evenly, because if you don't, you may accidentally pull too much from one side and then you'll get halfway through your braid and be like, oh my gosh, all this hair is still here. So just keep an eye out on that. You're going to want to take really thin sections. So see this? You're going to want to take just a little bit here and clean it up. And then you're also going to want to take a little bit from the other side. Sometimes people will like to pull one at a time. I don't have time for that. I like to pull them both at the same time. It just makes my job a little bit easier. So you're going to put this outside section, this one, under the middle. Then you're going to take this outside section and take that under the middle. Kind of clean it up. Now the tighter you pull, it's going to make you a really nice braid, because at the end you're going to pull it out and kind of pancake it, as they say. So just make it really tight, and then it's going to make the braid look a lot better at the end. So then this section is going to be the thin section. There's no hair pulled from it yet. Grab another little bit of section here. Another little section from here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use an elastic. Now you're going to want to secure this braid that you just did. So you're going to tie an elastic right around the base of the braid. Now you can make it tighter, pull it, or you can leave it as it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what the braid's going to look like pancaked out. So you're going to pull it just a little bit here and there. It's going to give you a lot of volume. It's going to give you some root. This is going to look really nice for like a night out on the town, or just casual day, walking around town, whichever you prefer. But just pulling this out, it's going to give you that lift. Now, if you were on day 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 of your hair since the last time you washed it, now you're going to want to use a dry shampoo. It's going to give you that little perk. It's going to lift it up a little bit. It's going to give you that liveliness back in your hair. I love this stuff. Amika Perk Up Shampoo. It smells super good. I highly recommend any type of dry shampoo just to give you that lift. Now, I'm working on day 1 of new cleanly washed hair. So what I used was Stay High 18. Now, this is going to give you a lot of volume at the root. Use it on wet hair, kind of emulsify it. It will shoot out at you. This stuff, it's a gel to a mousse. Lightest little squeeze because you will get more than you need out of it. One thing I don't like about this product, but I love what it does. It gives you that volume. So you're going to pull this. Now, see how I used Braid Aid before? I'm going to go back in with it just to kind of smooth this braid out. Because I like them to look nice and clean throughout the day. Now, if you get any spots that you don't really like, I mean, this isn't terrible, but I have like a little poof right here. I'm just going to grab one bobby pin and I'm just going to pin it in. So you're going to take the bobby pin, kind of put the bobby pin sideways and hide it in that braid. And then it hides it pretty well. So the more you pull it out, the more you're going to see that braid. Okay, now on to step 2, putting this into a top knot. If you want, you can just kind of wrap it around and then pin it. That's one option. What I like to do, because my hair is so long, braiding it kind of makes it a little bit shorter and it just makes my life a little bit easier. So I'm going to braid this. So I'm going to take it into 3 sections and just do a quick little braid. Now, what you're going to want to be careful with is the ends. So you're going to want to put an elastic really, really close to the ends, or else you're going to get this sticking out of your top bun. You don't want that. So the longer the braid goes, you'll have less problems with that, but also make sure the elastic's really close to the end too. So just kind of pull it apart. The more you pull it apart, the messier it's going to look, which I prefer. I don't want a tight braid going across. I don't really want to look like a ballerina. I kind of want to have it a little messy. You can also pull it kind of like that. Whatever you want. So now I'm going to just wrap it around kind of like I would with another top knot. So secure it with these 2 fingers right here. I want to hold that down. Now, this part is going to be in the front. I don't like that. I'm going to try and tuck it under if I can. And then just kind of pull it through and just kind of weave it in so that it's not seen, because you don't want that to be seen. Now what you can do is you can grab a bobby pin and you can poke it straight down onto that piece. So where is that piece at? Here it is. I'm going to weave this through a little bit and just push it through to the braid, because you don't want it poking out the back, because that's going to be more noticeable. If it's hidden in the braid, no one's going to see it. So I do prefer longer bobby pins just for the security, to make sure that this is going to stick for the rest of the night. So I'm going to grab from the back once again. And what I like to do is I kind of like to weave my bobby pin in. It's going to give you a lot more security that way. If you just poke it in, it can slide right back out. So just a few bobby pins. You can have some going on the sides, but you just don't want them poking out too much because you don't want people to see them. Now once again, I'm going to pull at this a little bit just to kind of make it how I like it. It's never going to be perfect on the first try, so you kind of have to tweak it a little bit, but I kind of like how that's looking right now. Let's see. Make it look a little messier. Now I'm going to use some hairspray. Can't get those flyaways down. Now, what you could do is you could leave it straight if you wanted to, or you could curl your hair. If you curl it, it's gonna just give it a little bit extra style. Right now, my hair, It's in that awkward, not quite straight, not quite curly, kind of wavy, my unfortunate hair texture. But what I do like to use with long hair, especially my long-haired girls out there, a long barrel. So I use my beach waver. It's about, what is the inch of this? I can't remember. I think it's like a 1.5 inch, but look how long that barrel is. I don't have a whole lot of time. I'm a hairdresser, so I like to come to work, you know, all done up, but in a fast time because I don't have time to take 2 hours out of my day to get ready. So to use, and everyone should be using this, is a heat protectant. A lot of people over straighten their hair, over curl their hair, and they're not using any protection. When you see things steaming when you're using products like this, it's not burning your hair. It's burning this product off before it burns your hair. So this is very important to have. So what you're going to want to do is just kind of gingerly spray it. I just got it in my eye. That's nice. You're going to want to gingerly spray it and kind of comb it through a little bit, brush it through. Now, if you want, I always recommend spraying hairspray from the bottom up. It's just going to not mess with it too much, kind of help you scrunch it a little bit. And then kind of go through and spray it. Here is your finished look. And I'm Paige. Thanks for watching.